Geoff Johnson here. I'm actually at the Tofino Botanical Gardens with George Patterson. We talked about him a little bit last week. He wrote a letter to the district of Tofino proposing the addition of a hereditary First Nations chief from the region being hung up beside the Queen in council chambers. So George, what brought you to make the decision to write this letter to council?
When I first moved here, so 24 years ago, I went to a council meeting and noted that the Queen's picture was up there. And over the next 24 years, I started to see and just learn about the importance of Clayoquot culture to the area, and watched with a great deal of kind of pleasure the increasing acceptance of the role of First Nations in the area, the background of First Nations in the area. And I just think it would be something for Tofino to do. Now, the First Nations might not want it,
that's
but
true.
I think it would be a good thing for Tofino to propose that we have this picture of the English hereditary chief on the wall. Let's put one of the local Clayoquot hereditary chief on the wall to just a demonstration of respect, affection, looking to the future.
Yeah, carrying well, you use the term First Nations in reference of obviously to the Clayoquot, and then in bold type there's Second Nations as a reference to the colonial nations that brought people over here.
I don't even want to get into a discussion about whether we should have any hereditary chief up on the wall. But we have one, and I think it would be just a healthy thing to have both of them. It's a sign of just recognition and respect.
One of the other things you say in the letter is that it's something pretty easy to do and pretty easy to organize. You don't see the need for it to have to go through any levels of government to meet.
I don't think we need the Queen's permission to do this. But if somebody felt that we did, I did a little research. I went to the Monarchist League of Canada, and it's a group that promotes Canada's constitutional monarchy. And they point out that the Queen does not consider the First Nations people of Canada to be subject. We're subjects, but First Nations people are not. First Nations people are considered by the Queen to be allies. So the idea of having a photograph of these two allies on the wall, and you want to be very careful that one is not higher than the other. You know, where that nail goes is important.
Very distinct.
I just think it would be great. I think it would be a good thing for Tofino. I think we'd get a lot of positive attention, positive recognition, and it's kind of in line with Tofino being a pretty progressive little community.
So this is something that you feel is a unique opportunity we have here in Tofino, or something that personally you might want to see more represented even across Canada and other communities with a heavy First Nations cultural history?
I'm thinking about Tofino. I know a little bit about the situation here. There are probably many other situations in different parts of Canada where something like this could be done. I don't think this is in any way an attack on the Queen or meant to diminish the Queen. In fact, it's coming out in support of there being a symbolic leader or set of leaders for the area. It's nothing personal.
So you mentioned before that you haven't necessarily been in touch with the Clayoquot about their interest in it. You said that they may not be. You don't.
No, I didn't feel it was up to me to contact them. I think when we have a portrait, then I think it would be appropriate to go to the both the elected council and the hereditary chiefs to ask if they felt it was appropriate. I think the first move should come from Tofino.
So have you had a response at all? Anyone from the district contacted you, councils or anyone yet?
No, the only thing that happened was the letter was introduced. It was received by council as information.
Yeah, it's in the system somewhere.
So it could either be buried or a conversation could start. I just think it's an interesting conversation
Dialogue
to get going.
Well, that's what I thought when I first saw it floating around on social media, the letter there, and I think it's a pretty groovy idea.
Yeah, I'm from the States, and I'm Irish, so that might even be worse than being from the States. I wonder about the name British Columbia. Most countries, when they become independent and they start on a path towards
de-anglicizing
maturity,
the names and whatnot,
they change their name. Like British East Africa is Kenya.
I was actually thinking of even Nova Scotia earlier today. I was thinking about that. I'm like, it's still called New Scotland.
New Scotland, right? So British Columbia, it's a nice name. It's a good marketing name. You know, it's good business probably. But I just wonder, in terms of becoming a mature society, they should maybe talk about having our own name rather than this adopted name. You know,
possibly something with roots to the Chinook language that was the trading language of the First Nations.
Or Irish Columbia.
Yeah.
You know, or we could change it every year. It could be Irish Columbia, Sikh Columbia. You know, just keep
get all to represent everybody that's up here.
You know, it's more than just British Columbia. There are lots of different groups of people here.
Yeah.
And I'm not negating the history of the place or the role that the English had here, but we're becoming a more multicultural society.
So something more inclusive might be appropriate.
Yeah. But again, this is nothing I call in a lot of favors on, and I do not expect to run
for provincial politics to the top on the change the name.
Yeah. The Queen did make a interesting comment. I've come to really admire the Queen, which is ironic given my family background.
Yeah.
But she said in 1992 in Ottawa, "You have inherited a country uniquely worth preserving, and I call on you to cherish this inheritance and protect it with all your strength." She meant that we should cherish and protect the entire history, you know, not just this narrow British part of it.
Yeah.
You know, the country, and especially Clayoquot Territory and Chalmers Territory out here goes back.
History's 10,000 years.
10,000 years ago, and I think our education needs to recognize that more. I was talking to some kids in the high school, and they're getting very little First Nations history in their program. There's more than there was 25 years ago, but it's not. There's an imbalance here. So that's what this was.
So this is all part of kind of that same effort to maybe open people's minds, change a little mindset a little bit, and reflect on all the history.
Good history.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to join us here, George.
Thanks for coming out.
And we'll talk to you again soon, I'm sure.
Thank you.